Hey guys, Alex here. Thank you so much for joining me for today's full body Pilates workout. In this routine, we're going to be sculpting our abs, arms, glutes, and thighs, a full body focus without the need for any equipment. So we're going to be using just body weight resistance to get in a good burn. If you want to step up the intensity, you can add in some weights or some ankle weights for some of the lower body moves, but without any weight at all, without any equipment, you're still going to really feel the work throughout the body. We're going to warm up and cool down, so you're going to feel incredible after completing this routine. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So I'm going to start in a kneeling position. You can cross your legs if that's more comfortable, or you can stand up. We're going to reach up toward the ceiling, lengthening through the spine, lengthening through the fingers. Deep inhale here, and as we exhale, we're going to pull the elbows down toward the sides of the body. Inhale to lift. Exhale, pull down. So as you pull down, I want you to envision growing taller up through the crown of the head. And as you pull down, I want you to focus on gently contracting your shoulder blades together. Good. Try not to arch the spine as you come back down. The spine is nice and tall. Good. Vertebrae are stacked, one on top of the other. Inhale to lift, exhale to pull down. Now, if you haven't already, let's start really engaging the core as we breathe out and pull down. So we're inhaling, and as we exhale, we're drawing the navel tightly in toward the spine. Good. Inhale to lift, exhale, pull it down. Keeping the chin parallel with the floor, the gaze straight ahead. You're doing great. Let's take 4, pull down with power and energy. 3 and 2, keep those collarbones nice and open. And last 1. Now we're going to lift up, and then we're going to twist over to the right, looking out over right shoulder, and lift, twist over to the left, looking out over left shoulder. So rotating from side to side. We're stretching through the neck here. We're keeping the hips facing forward as we rotate around the spine, mobilizing the spine, mobilizing the shoulders and the neck. Good. Inhale to lift, exhale to rotate. Let's take 4, 3, rotate a bit further each time for 2, and we're going to do 1 more each side. So twist, and then lower your hands down to the mat, coming into an all fours position. Come right to the top of your mat here. Wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips, spine is long. Now from here, we're going to look out over the right shoulder, bringing right hip and right shoulder closer together. And then opposite side, left hip and left shoulder. So we're keeping the back nice and flat, but we are rotating from side to side as we continue to mobilize the spine in a different way now. Keep pushing the mat away so you're nice and broad across your shoulders. Stretching through the neck, stretching the side body. Good. Rotating from side to side. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's take 2. And last 1. Now come to center, and you're going to drop down onto your left forearm and extend your right leg out long in a diagonal. Keep the shoulder down away from the air, lengthen through the neck, and then we're just going to lift and lower that right leg on the diagonal. Really pointing through the toes, focusing on hip mobility here as we lift and lower. Good. Let's take 4, 3, lift a bit higher, 2, and 1, lower down, switch sides, coming onto the right forearm, extending that left leg out on a diagonal, and lifting and lowering while keeping the neck long, focusing on mobilizing the hip, stretching and lengthening through the leg, increasing circulation in the lower body. Let's take 4, point through the toes, 3, nice work, for 2, and final 1, lower down. Bring both hands to the mat, take the knees nice and wide. We're going to sink back into a child's pose. Lengthening through the spine, take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, I want you to start arching your spine and bringing the gaze up, maintaining that arch. And then round through the spine, rippling back toward those heels. So bend at the elbows, arch up and round. Vacuum your belly button in towards your spine as you round. Inhale And exhale, pull navel in, create space between the vertebrae as you round back. So you're arching up and rounding back. Arching up, shoulders down away from the ears, and rippling back through the spine for 3 and 2. Draw navel in as you sink back. And last one. We're going to come back, stretch, then come forward, bring the knees to parallel. Inch up on your mat a little bit, curl the toes, and pike up into a downward dog. Let's stretch and lengthen here. Lift the hips high, bend the knees as much as is needed to get that lift. And just pedal out the heels here, flattening out the upper back. Breathing as you stretch the backs of the legs, mobilizing those knees. Let's take 3, lift abdominal wall, 2, and last 1. And from here, we're going to transition into our upper body work. So level out the heels and then shoot forward into a high plank. We're going to get really strong here in our high plank. If you have issues with your wrists, you can come down onto your forearms here, creating that nice flat line with the body. We're going to bring one knee in, the other knee in, one knee in, the other knee in. Hold, then tap both knees down to the mat for 1, abs in, 2, nice flat line with the body, 3, and 4, and then pike up into your downward dog for a little rest. We're going to continue to repeat that sequence. So we're coming forward into our plank. 1 knee in, 2, abs in, 3, and 4. Double knee tap. 1, 2, 3, abs in, and 4. Pike up. Nice stretch here to really give your body a chance to reset before going back into it and moving with power and control. Alternating knees in toward the chest, and then those double knee taps. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Really lift through the abdominal wall and then pike up. Quick breather, and then returning to that plank. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Double knee tap. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Upper body muscles are working hard here. Core is engaged. We've got 3 more sets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good work. Tap, 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 and tap. Hike it up. Stretching and lengthening. Lift those hips nice and high, coming forward. 1, 2, abs in, 3, and 4. Keep powering up through those shoulders as you tap the knees down. Good work. Lift and lift and lift. And then come forward. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Double tap with those knees. 3, and 4. Send it back. A little bit of a longer breather here, and then we're going to return to our high plank. Again, if your wrists need a bit of a rest, you can come down onto your forearms. Holding in a low plank, we're going to go into some continuous knee taps. So we're coming forward, broaden across those shoulders, tighten the core. Tap, both knees down together. Tap and lift, tap and lift. Good. Halfway there. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the knees wide and sink back into a child's pose. Whew. Breathing deeply here. You can wave your hands gently from side to side, letting go of any tension in the wrists. For 2 and 1. All right, now continuing with our upper body work, we're going to go into some single arm push-ups. So I would like you to come down onto your side. I'm on my left hip here. My left arm is extended. Shoulder, elbow, and wrist in alignment. We're going to place a lot of the weight in the heel of this left hand, keeping the chest open so we're not turning it down to the mat. We're going to lower, hover the elbow above the floor, and then lift. Make any little adjustments you need to here to really fill the work in that left arm. So you might need to inch the palm a little bit further away from you or bring it in a bit closer toward the shoulder. We're never letting that elbow touch all the way down to the mat. We're keeping the tension on that arm as we lower and then push up through the heel of the hand. Good work. Keep it up. Nicely done. 5 more. 5, push up. 4, keep that chest open. 3, nice tight core. 2, and final 1, nicely done. Now we're going to lower down onto that left forearm so that the forearm is parallel with the top of the mat, and we're going to lift up into a side plank. If that's too much, you can keep that lower knee down on the mat. I want us to have a really nice open chest here, and we're just gonna hold. So really pull the navel in, power up through that supporting arm, and really focus on lifting that lower hip so you feel the work in the waistline as well. Hand can be behind your head or up or on your hip, whatever feels right. Now for the final 10 seconds, we're gonna lift the top leg and hold. If that's too much, keep it lowered. Good, lift that lower hip a bit higher, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Now we're going to stretch and lengthen over to the right side. Breathing deeply, reach a bit further, stretching through the side body for 3, and 2, and 1. Nice work. Now we're switching sides. So we're coming down onto that right hip and extending the right arm out to the side. Stacking the hips, opening through the chest, lowering weight in the heel of the hand. Find that sweet spot. So find that position where you can feel the work in the arm. You might need to bring that hand a bit closer, a bit further away. We're not lowering the elbow all the way down to the floor. We are hovering and pushing up. Weight in the heel of the hand. Let's go. 5, 4, nice tight core. 3, 2, amazing control. And final 1. Now bringing your right forearm down to the mat so it's parallel with the top of the mat, and extending and lifting into that side plank. Stacking those hips, keeping the chest nice and open, lifting that lower hip, really engaging the core. Holding it here. Nice static plank, side plank here. We're gonna lift the top leg and hold for a final 10 seconds. Find length through the spine, engagement through the core. Let's hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, lift a bit higher, and 1. Nice work. Come over. Whew. I'm really heated up here, sweating, working hard, and I hope you are too. Reach, reach, reach for 5, 4, 3, enjoying the stretch, and 1. Nice work. Now we're going to move into position. Final upper body move here for a reverse plank. So I'm lowering my hands down to the mat, fingers pointed toward the end of the mat. I'm going to really scoop the belly button in toward the spine and lift up. If it's too much with the legs extended, you can lift up into a reverse tabletop. We're going to really lift those hips, power up through those arms, and then we're going to bring the right knee in and the left knee in. Good. Alternating sides, trying to keep the bum elevated. So if you're in your reverse tabletop, it looks like this. Keeping that bum lifted, keeping that core tight, and those arms powered up. Oh, I forgot we were bending. Started moving with straight legs. That's an option too, a more challenging variation. Good, keep that bum lifted. Let's go 10. Lift a bit higher with those hips. 8. Last 5, you can do it. Stay elevated. 3, 2, and 1. Lower the bum, lift the arms, and stretch up and over. Whew. Ooh, that was a powerful move. Felt my whole body working. Let's breathe here for a moment. In through the nose and out through the mouth. For 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, now we're moving into our lower body work. I'm coming down onto my right side, propping myself up on my right hand or outstretched right arm. We're gonna really plug the navel in here and then bring the feet forward on the mat in a pike. Hips are stacked. Now from here, I'm gonna place my left hand down on the mat for support. I'm gonna really switch on this lower leg, so I'm not gonna be rocking around, core is tight, and then we're just going to begin with some simple leg lifts. Now we are opening up in the hip a little bit here, so your heel is kind of leading down. So really imagine you've got magnets pulling your heels together, pressing them together. Toes are pointed, toes are turned slightly out. Core is engaged. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. So as you lower down, you're really cinching in your belly to your spine. Shoulders are relaxed, toes are pointed so that you can feel this work in all the leg muscles. Let's go 5, 2, and 1. I want you to pause with your leg at about shoulder height. Now from here, we're gonna lift and lower to shoulder height. Lift and lower. So we're keeping the leg suspended in the air the entire time. Good. Now, if you're rocking around a lot, you can bend that lower leg. It could give you more stability, or you can keep that lower leg outstretched, whatever feels right for you. Lifting, pausing, and lifting. Keeping that leg elevated. Let's go 5, 4, abs in, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Whew. Okay, now from here, I'm gonna keep that lower leg bent for stability. I'm gonna circle back, pause at the starting point, and then circle forward, pausing at the starting point. Circle back and circle forward. Good. Circle back and circle forward, keeping the core engaged to help with stability so you're not rocking around in the torso. You can do a smaller circle as needed to maintain that control if needed. Good. Now I want you to really relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Focus on the breath. Focus on those hips, thighs, and glutes working hard here. You're doing so well as you circle backwards and forwards. Let's do one more, back and forwards and lower. Now we can lower the leg just for a moment. Take a deep breath. Lift that leg to a little bit higher than shoulder height, just a couple inches higher, and then we're gonna pulse. Little controlled pulses here. We're going for 20. These are tough. So just breathe through it. Focus on that gluteus medius doing such good work right now. Tighten the core, stabilize through the torso. 7, 6, 5, burns. 2 and 1. Nice work on that side. Okay, now we're going to make our bridge so that we can focus on the inner thighs, either in front or behind the body. I'm going to take a hold of my ankle for stability. We're doing that same sequence but with the inner thighs. So we're going to lift and lower the leg. Now every time you lift, I want you to really switch on the inner thigh muscle. Squeeze that thigh at the top of every lift. Good. As you breathe out, you're engaging your core. You're lengthening through your neck. You're focusing on all those form checkpoints. Keeping the toes pointed. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause, halfway lifts, lift. Lift. So you're keeping that leg suspended in the air as you lift up. That's tough. My inner thighs are really burning. 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Okay, I need to lower the leg for a moment. That was intense. Okay, so rather than going forward and backward with those circles, I think that's going to be a bit tough for coordination. We're just going to move in one direction. So we're going to start circling forwards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now pause, reverse directions. 6, 5, 4, circling back. 2, and 1. Hold it here. Take a nice deep breath. Prepare for those pulses. Little pulses up and down. Working the inner thigh so well. Last 10, 9, 8. Get that leg up there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. We targeted our inner thighs so well there. Really focused on sculpting, toning, and strengthening. Okay, let's lower down onto the opposite side. So we're bringing the feet forward into our plank, or our pike rather, and we're switching on the core. We're gonna lift the top leg and lower. Lift and lower. It feels good to switch sides. Focusing on the breath, focusing on lengthening through those toes as you lift and lower the leg. Now you can turn your toes slightly out and really press those heels together, starting to build up the intensity and the mind-muscle connection as you focus on those right glutes and thighs, working hard. Relax the shoulders down away from your ears. Let's go 3 and 2 and 1. Pause at shoulder height. You can bend or keep that lower leg straight, whatever makes you feel more stable. Good. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keeping that leg switched on, not letting it rest at the bottom of the lift. Good. Last 5 like this. 4, 3, 2, keep pointing, and final 1. Okay, now from here we're circling forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. Good work. So drawing that nice big circle in the air, or smaller circle if that's better for you. Relaxing the shoulders, switching on the core. Good. 5 more sets. Coming forward and circling back. Working those glutes, strengthening those hips. Good work. We've got 2. And final set. Circle it back, lower down for a moment, regroup, engage the core, lengthen through the neck, and lift that top leg a little higher than shoulder height, and you can begin those fiery pulses. Breathe through it. Focus on the burn, all the good things you're doing for your body by pushing through, by working those muscles. Good work. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, glutes on fire, thighs working hard. Let's make that bridge either in front or behind. We're going to go right into our inner thigh leg lifts and focusing on that left inner thigh, squeezing and engaging at the top of the lift before lowering it gently down toward the floor. Squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift. 5, 4, lengthen through that neck. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. And 1, pause and lift. Little elevated lifts here. Breathe through it. I know they're tough. 6, 5, 4, lift a bit higher. 2, and 1. Good. Now 8 circles forward and then 8 circles backwards. So lifting, lifting. And 8, pause, reverse direction. So I'm circling backwards now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Mentally prepare for those pulses. Lift the leg, lengthen through the neck, engage the core, and let's get right into it. Let's get them done. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, lift, lift, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Oh my goodness. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Okay, giving ourselves that little rest before moving down into an all-fours position and working the gluteus maximus. So I'm going to come down onto my palms. If you want an easier version for your wrists, you can come down onto your forearms. And we're going to do a similar sequence that we did from our side lying position. So I'm extending my right leg out long, squaring my hips and shoulders with the mat, and I'm just going into some simple leg lifts to really switch on the gluteus maximus on this right side. So squeezing the bum at the top of every lift, engaging the core, stabilizing through the torso. Squeezing that booty, mind-muscle connection on those right glutes. Good. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, we're lowering halfway down and lifting, lowering halfway down and lifting. So those half lifts, really feeling it in the hamstrings as well as the glutes. Keeping the core engaged, not lifting too high that you're overextending your lower back. Keeping your core engaged and your lower back in neutral as you lift and lower that leg. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, rather than doing circles on this side, I'm going to do diagonal lines. So I'm going to cross the leg over the bent leg, and then I'm going to come up on a diagonal. Tap and extend on a diagonal. So really squeezing the bum as you tap the toe down, and then draw a diagonal line in the air with that big toe. Try not to let your torso sway as you do so. Good. We've got 10. Squeeze the bum throughout that range of movement. 6. Keep pushing the mat away. Don't collapse across those shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold in the center. You can walk your hands out like so, or you can come down onto your forearms, whatever feels better, creating a nice long line with the body and pulsing that heel up toward the ceiling. Breathing through it. It's the final move for the glutes on this side, so give it all you've got. Last 5, 4, lift the leg a bit higher. And 1, relax it down. My body is shaking. Push back into your child's pose and stretch. Regulating the breath as you breathe in through the nose and slowly out through the mouth. Great. Are you ready to do the other side? Even if you aren't, we've got to get it done. We've got to be balanced on both sides. So I'd like you to position your wrists below your shoulders, knees below your hips, extend that left leg out long, find stability through the torso, length through the leg as you lift and lower. really sweating here, but I'm feeling good, and I hope you are too. This is a comprehensive full body workout. You're getting it all in today. So by the end of this, you should feel accomplished, proud, strong, and well worked. Good. Let's go for 3. Squeeze that booty. 2 and 1. Now we're pausing and doing the half lifts. Really important that you're stable across your shoulders and your hips, so you're not leaning to one side. Even though you're tired, you really need to focus on good form. Core engagement will really help with that. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to cross that leg over and draw that diagonal line with that big toe from the mat and up and out to the side. I love this move. I feel like you can really feel your glutes working from all angles. It's a really powerful exercise. The more you isolate this work in the lower body and prevent your torso from moving around. Good. We've got 5, 4, squeeze that booty, 3, 2, and 1. Whew, I'm scared for these pulses. Come down onto your forearms or lengthen through the spine and extend the arms. Breathe into it. Lift that leg, point those toes, finishing off strong on this left side. Last 10, 9, lift that leg. 7, 6, 5, 4, lift a bit higher. 2 and 1. Lower it down and sink back into a child's pose. Need a moment here to regain myself. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. For 2 and 1. Great. Okay, we have finished the arms. We have finished the glutes and thighs. We are now moving into the upper body, or rather the ab portion of our workout, and then we're going to stretch. So let's get right into it. We're going to make ourselves comfortable on the mat. Feels good to lay down. We're going to extend the arms overhead. Knees are bent, and I'd like you to position your heels so they're below your knees, legs are hip distance apart. Okay, so spine is in neutral. Inhale. As you exhale, you're pressing your low back into the mat, bringing the arms by the sides, gaze out between the inner thighs. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Really reach toward the end of the mat with those fingers. Rest your head on top of your shoulders, pulling your navel down towards your spine. And if you can, for extra added benefit, I'd like you to elevate through your pelvic floor. So you're pulling up those muscles that you would use if you're trying to prevent yourself from peeing. You're really engaging your midsection by drawing those muscles up and drawing your belly button down towards your spine. Good. Lift and hold. So notice I'm holding for a split second at the top before lowering down, really focusing on switching on those abs for 2, and final 1. Okay, now we're going to add a bridge. So we're going to lift up, bringing the arms by the sides, lower and lift up. Lift into your bridge, keeping the tailbone tucked, lower, and curl and crunch up. So moving between the two positions. Imagine a corset around your waist as you press up into that bridge. You're keeping the waistline really tight and engaged. Good. Lift and curl and crunch up. Lift and peel those shoulder blades up off the mat. Let's go 3 and 2. Engage the back body as you lift as well. And final 1. And lower it down. Now we're going to bring the legs into tabletop, and we're going to
lift up, and extend, alternating legs. So knee comes in toward the chest, the hands come by the sides. If your neck is starting to strain here, you can keep head, neck, and shoulders down on the floor, or you can interlace your fingers and take them behind your head for a little bit of neck support. Lengthening through those toes, stretching the legs out long, and pedaling the knees in toward the chest as you crunch up and then lower with control. Let's go 3 and 2 and final 1. Hold it here. Now options. You're either going to put that right foot down on the floor as we lift and lower the left leg, or you're going to hold that right leg in tabletop. So pick your level of challenge and let's get right into it. Hands are behind the head, hinging from the hip as we lift and lower that left leg. Good. Let's go 5 and 4, belly to spine for 3 and 2 and 1. Bend that leg, and we're going to extend the opposite leg out long. Again, you can keep the foot flat on the floor as you lift and lower that right leg, or you can bring that left leg into tabletop as you lift and lower. Good. Pulling the navel in toward the spine, pointing through the toes. You can keep head, neck, and shoulders elevated or lower them down. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, abs in, final 1. Bring the knees in toward the chest for a moment. Breathing deeply. And now we're going to go into some oblique work. Your options are this variation of bicycle or crisscross rather, or the full version of crisscross. Pick your level of challenge and let's get into it. Keeping those elbows nice and wide, head supported in the palms, pressing low back into the mat as you cross from side to side, working into the waistline. Really pick your shoulder blade up off the floor as you cross over. You don't need to rush this one. I want you to really focus on the breath and on the obliques, working hard as you cross from side to side. Good, let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Whew, really felt those obliques working hard. We're now going to move into our final 2 exercises before we stretch. So we're going to go into some frog leg extensions. First of all, you can take your hands on either side of your tailbone or on either side of your body or behind your head in a crunch, whatever's right for you. We're going to splay the knees out to the side, splay the feet apart, and just keep the heels pressing together. Then as we extend, we're going to squeeze the legs together, keeping the feet splayed apart. So we're bending, widening the knees, and then squeezing legs together. So you can make this easier by coming up at a higher angle. You can make it more challenging by coming out at a lower angle. You can also pick up your level of challenge by lifting head, neck, and shoulders. Inhaling and exhaling as you extend and lengthen through those heels. Inhale in, exhale, extend out long. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Bring the feet together, extend the arms and legs, and then hug them in. Extend and hug them in. You can keep head, neck, and shoulders elevated or lower them down. If your head, neck, and shoulders are lifted, your gaze is looking out between those inner thighs, head on top of shoulders. Let's take 4, 3, abs in for 2, and final 1. We're going to come out and hold belly to spine, holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, abs in, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness, that hold was a lot. Okay, let's roll over onto our stomachs, taking the hands on either side of the shoulders and just peeling up into a cobra stretch. Breathing deeply here. Really looking forward to this cool down and stretch. It is so well deserved. If you wanted to deepen the stretch for those abs, you can peel up onto the palms, gently pressing the chest and the abdominal wall forward so that you really feel that lengthening through those abs. Let's breathe deeply for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. We're going to bring the hands a little bit further forward on the mat. Step the right foot forward, coming into a hip flexor stretch. So we're gently pressing that left hip forward as we sink into this stretch. Breathing deeply, stretching and lengthening through that hip. And then we're going to lower the hands down, lift up onto curled toe, and then fold that right leg under the body, transitioning into a pigeon pose. You can stay upright like this, or you can fold over your bent leg. Keep that back leg nice and straight out behind you. Breathing deeply for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to bring both knees down toward the mat and step the left foot forward, coming into our hip flexor stretch, gently pushing the right hip forward. Breathing into those tight areas in the hip flexor. Really good one to do if you spend a lot of time sitting. When I've been sitting a lot throughout the day, I am always sure to include this in my nighttime, bedtime stretches. Okay, curl that toe, step back and fold that left leg under the body. Lengthening and stretching. Make sure that back leg is straight out behind you, and then stay elevated or fold down. Continuing to focus on cooling down through that breathing. Breathing deeply for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit up, keep your right leg extended. Lift up and fold over your right leg. Stretching and lengthening, stretching the hamstring, stretching the leg as well as the side body. Breathing through it, breathing into those tight areas for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. Lifting up and folding over the left leg, lengthening and stretching through the right side body. Pulling those toes back towards you to really feel the stretch in the calf as well. Fold a little deeper into the stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross your legs, sit up nice and tall, and just circle those arms back, lengthening through the fingers, opening through the chest. For 3, and 2, and 1. Now lift the shoulders up and roll them down and back. Melting away tension in the upper body. Rolling it out for 3, and 2, and 1. Amazing work. I hope you enjoyed that routine. You stretched, strengthened, and worked your entire body, so you should feel really proud of yourself. I love having you here with me, and I look forward to moving again with you in the next workout. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.